Can you say hi?
Greetings. I want y'all to see the apple that I was eating, but
So today we're going to talk about setting realistic expectations when it comes to the Loc goals that you have, the milestones that you want to achieve throughout your journey. When you're in that beginning stage, we all have that one person, we all have, you know, those couple of models and role models that we saw that made us want to make the decision to lock our hair. And, you know, we set up this perspective of like how we want it to go. We set up this perspective of where we're going to be at a certain point in time, you know, whether it's a couple of months, whether it's a couple of years. And sometimes where you think you're going to be, you don't end up being. And it causes a little bit of disappointment. You know, sometimes you get disappointed. Something that I realized is when it comes to you making the decision to lock your hair, you got to create healthy, realistic goals as far as like, you know, what you want to achieve throughout your lock journey and what you're going for. I was in for a rude awakening when I started my lock journey, and I'm just like, oh, you know, at this year, I'm going to be mature. At this year, I'm going to be this length. At this time, I'm going to be able to do this, and that. Like, only the Lord knows that type of stuff. There are so many factors that play into you hitting and achieving certain milestones when it comes to your journey. So when it comes to the, like, let's probably name the top milestones that people are trying to hit when it comes to their lock journey. They're trying to hit maturity, thickness, fullness, certain length, whether it's shoulder length, whether it's waist length. There's even milestones as in hairstyles that you want to do and products that you want to use. You know, in the beginning of your journey, you can't really use products like that. You have to kind of go through an era where you're not really using products. But when you get to a certain time in your journey, you could start using certain products like oils and conditioners and certain shampoos. You don't have to stick to the same basic shampoo that won't make your hair unravel and stunt the maturing process. All of these are different things that you can achieve throughout your journey, but all of these basically are individualized to who you are as a person, down to the genes and DNA that you have. So say somebody who's trying to obtain fullness, like if you have more dense hair, if you have thicker hair, if you have more coarse hair, it's going to be faster for you to achieve that fullness milestone versus somebody who has very thin hair, less dense. It's going to take you longer for you to get that fullness versus somebody who doesn't. Maturity depends on so many things. I'm 2 going on 3 years and my locks are still not mature. So I know people that are like 4 years in, 5 years in, and their locks aren't mature either. So it really depends on per person. It depends on what your everyday lifestyle is. It depends on your hair, because certain areas of your hair are gonna lock and mature faster than other areas. And you know, in the beginning, they were telling me like, oh, you know, it's usually your ends that lock up first, and then it kind of works its way up. It wasn't really like that for me. I felt like, you know, there were certain areas within a lock strand where this area would be mature, that area wouldn't. It depends on the friction and the maturing process. It's a whole thing. Certain areas of your hair are going to mature faster than other areas of your hair. So you're not going to be fully mature at one point in time. And it's not going to be the time that you're probably going to expect to be mature. But you just got to go with the flow. The reason why I'm telling you guys, you know, it's important for you to set up realistic expectations when it comes to your locks is because you don't want to be set up for, you don't want to come across too many disappointments, if that makes sense. I don't want you to come across your journey and you're a year and like 4 months in, or if you're like 8 months in, 9 months in, and you have fine hair and you're just like, oh, the fullness is not there. It's not that, you know, it's not thick. It's not really giving. You have to give it time sometimes. Be gracious with yourself and your body as it's getting accommodated to the new changes from head to toe. especially your hair, because sometimes stuff happens that you don't really expect to happen. Like you might lose some locks, you might go through an era where you might get diagnosed with something that you've never gone through before, like any of the hair disorders. You never know what's going to happen, so you have to be very patient throughout this process, and you have to be very realistic, forward-looking, and optimistic. The milestones that someone else achieves is not going to be the same exact for you when it comes to your individual journey. It might be similar, but there's so many different stories, there's so many different journeys that you can tune into, and it's about just, I share my journey just to basically show you guys what I'm going through, be transparent about the process and where I'm at, be transparent about the process, the things that I've gone through, the things that I've learned, because I feel like this information that I'm giving out, I would definitely love to have that information. If I just remember where I was at in the beginning when I first locked my hair. I only knew maybe 2 other people that lock their hair that I could really ask questions, but like I said, everybody's different. Another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is that your hair changes throughout the journey. I feel like, of course it changes as far as the beginning when your hair is maturing and stuff like that, but your hair changes after it's mature. It can still undergo changes. There's gonna be some days where your hair is moist, healthy, flourishing, full, and then there's gonna be some days where your hair is dry, a little lifeless, it needs some reviving, and it's irritated and it's weak. You might have some weak locks. It's just a merry-go-round of doing what you need to do to accommodate your locks. But every year is different. The first year that I had locks is totally different. Each era that I'm in for my lock journey comes with different things that I had to do to accommodate my hair. For example, when I had short hair, braiding and banding, it was easy to wash my hair. I noticed as my hair is getting longer, when it comes to doing styles and stuff like that, I have to be more careful when it comes to adjusting and putting certain strands somewhere, because it can tug. I actually broke a lock the other day. I accidentally ripped a lock out the other day because I was trying to put my hair in a ponytail. So there's just certain things that I'm just learning, as this time goes. But the expectations that I really set up are based off of where I'm currently at and realistically where I want to be. But let's say, when I was I want to be shoulder length, I wasn't oh, I'm going to be shoulder length by this point in time and da-da-da. I was when I get to shoulder length, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's more of a healthy perspective. Right now I'm in an era of using products for my hair, and I'm still straying away from certain products because I'm not necessarily comfortable using those products yet. And that's another thing. Sometimes you feel sometimes when you're watching these influencers on YouTube and they're using all these products, they're doing all these things, it's kind of should I be doing this right now? And it's should I be using the conditioner right now on my journey because she's using it 3 months in? Should I be using that type of shampoo in my journey because she's using it 7 months in? But my loctician told me this, and I'm prone to this. You have all these exposures that can help influence the decisions that you make, but don't go ahead and use a product just because somebody else is using it, just because somebody else is recommending it. Especially if you're not ready to do it. Do it whenever you're ready to do it, and do actually listen to the advice your loctician gives you, because she knows your hair. She's in your hair and she sees it from a perspective that you can't see. So most likely what she's recommending for you to do is what's best for you. And if you feel your thoughts and your decisions don't really align with what she's recommending, then find another loctician. And you'll know when you have your person that's doing your hair where your morals as far as your hair, your opinions, and just basically, I kept going in and out, but you guys will know when you find your person where your morals are going to be aligned But yeah, just be careful, be patient. When it comes to you reaching whatever you want to reach, celebrate it. But don't anticipate it. Celebrate it. Celebrate you coming across the months, 3-month mark, 4-month mark, 5-month mark, 6, 8, 12 month, 2 year, 3 year, etc. And then when you get to those month marks, celebrate your other marks. Oh, I got to shoulder length. Oh, I'm able to not braid and band anymore. But most importantly, look at where you are, your current situation, your current status in your loc journey, and create healthy, realistic goals from there. I hope this video helped out anybody who, you know, is in the beginning of their journey or still in their journey and they're still waiting for certain things to happen, and, you know, they're kind of anticipating it. Because I don't know about y'all, but when I first started, I was in my head. Like, I was just like, you know, you have all of these thoughts circling around and you just trying to make sure you're doing the right thing. You know, you want to make sure you're doing the right thing, and you want to make sure it's going the right way, and you want to make sure it's going to be a product of something that you desired or more, which it is something that I desired. But, you know, there's certain things that come with things that you desire. And something I had to learn was the things that you desire don't come exactly when you want to come all the time, because sometimes certain things have to happen in order for your outcome to appear. But yeah, that's all I really had to say, and I hope this video helps. If you guys have anything to say to kind of add on to this topic, please comment down below, and I hope you guys set some really healthy, nice, juicy, realistic expectations for your locs this year. Okay, girl? And if you don't have locs yet, still make some healthy goals, okay? And stay blessed, you guys. Bye.